Do you find yourself changing the way you run a game depending on the
Absolutely. It's context switching. So you'll just change the way you do things depending on the group, the makeup of the group, and like the story that you're trying to tell. For instance, when I have, a brand new group, I usually spend the first 2 sessions trying to get a good idea. Of course, there's also session 0, trying to get a good idea of like what the group's like, what they're kind of interested in. I test the waters with a lot of things. Like if I bring in really weird NPCs, do they enjoy it? If I bring in like heavy storyline moments, are they having fun? Are they more interested in just like the mechanics? So there's a lot of like little things you do to test the water to see what does this group like to do. And so yeah, you change up your GMing style. And then if I'm streaming, I tend to have my prep be a lot more different compared to if I was doing professional GMing or even running a home game. I would always just, change it up a little bit depending on what I'm going to need, as well as the length of the session. I often find that if I'm streaming or like recording a podcast version of the game, then I am going to be pretty intense on prep. Like I'll have a lot of different aspects ready, a lot of different story point things that I really want to hit. If I'm running more of like a pro GMing game or like a casual game, I leave it a lot more open to seeing like what the players want to do, because for one, like you're making a show with one of them when you're streaming or you're recording. With the other, you have people who just want to be playing this game. So you just try to leave it as open as you possibly can for them to go along while still, reconfiguring the story to make sure it's cohesive and makes sense and everything's falling into place. But yeah, one of the biggest things you should do is talk to your party, have that session 0, make sure you're all on the same page and see what is everybody really interested in doing in these games. When you have that kind of information, you'll have an idea of what you want to do. You'll always have your own like personal GMing style, little things you like doing that will persist throughout any kind of game you play, but change it up depending on the group.